Absolute idiot of a co-star. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I said, you get off my set. This is the first time I've ever spoken. I remember being so scared.
Any words for Ryan, seeing as the next time we talk to him, he will be seeing that.
I have nothing to say to him.
Ryan Reynolds might be the reigning champion of wisecracks in Hollywood, but even the most unstoppable star can stumble when faced with equally sharp tongues. Today, we're diving into the top 10 famous personalities who somehow managed to put Ryan Reynolds in his place, whether through snappy comebacks, sly roasts, or just having the kind of presence he couldn't overshadow. Stick around because one or two of these faces might genuinely surprise you. When people see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman go at it, they assume it's just harmless banter, but they have a track record of pranks and witty roasts that span years. Hugh Jackman, beloved for portraying Wolverine, first clashed with Ryan over the whole Deadpool meets Wolverine saga. Ever since, the two have been locked in a tongue-in-cheek rivalry. Despite Ryan's relentless mocking of Hugh's Australian accent, or the times he's teased him about stepping away from the role, Hugh Jackman always fires back in perfectly timed social media posts. Whether it's refusing to give Ryan's Deadpool a cameo in his final Wolverine film, or posting hilarious anti-Ryan campaign ads, Hugh consistently flips the script and keeps Ryan in check. It's that rare dynamic where two comedic titans push each other's buttons so perfectly that Ryan, Mr. Livewire himself, sometimes looks speechless. Transition. But if you think an X-Men star is the only one who can stun Ryan into silence, just wait until you see who else has a few words for him. Before Ryan Reynolds became the family-focused dad and comedic king we know, he was once married to Scarlett Johansson. While they've since gone their separate ways, the echoes of their past can be heard every so often in interviews and press segments. Scarlett, never one to mince words, doesn't hesitate to call out Ryan whenever the topic drifts toward their old relationship. During a late-night appearance, a host asked Scarlett about Ryan's comedic rise, prompting her to respond with a quick, "He's always been full of it. Just now, people pay to watch." Her delivery was so nonchalant and playful, it took Ryan's usual swagger down a notch. He can try to crack all the jokes he wants, but there's something about an ex-partner that always has the best ammunition. Transition. You might expect that kind of comedic cutdown from an ex, but you'd never guess the next star who upstaged Ryan with a sweet yet sassy sense of humor. Betty White, one of the most iconic figures in entertainment, once hijacked Ryan's thunder on the set of The Proposal. Known for her endearing wit and razor-sharp comedic timing, she effortlessly upended Ryan's on-set antics by playing the innocent older lady who could do no wrong. Legend has it, whenever Ryan tried to joke around between takes, Betty swooped in with a punchline that made the entire cast, Ryan included, burst into laughter at his expense. Ryan often praises Betty White as a comedic force, but as much as he admires her, she's also one of the few who can throw him completely off his game. Even years later, Betty would tease him in interviews, saying that if he really was people's sexiest man alive, then she was the universe's sweetheart, a claim Ryan couldn't even begin to refute. Transition. Next up, we have another big screen star who matched Ryan's wisecracks blow for blow, even while playing an unstoppable villain. Josh Brolin may be known for playing Thanos, but when it comes to banter, he's no cosmic monster. He's just hilariously blunt. While filming Deadpool 2, Brolin and Reynolds traded comedic jabs on everything from personal fitness to each other's signature roles. Ryan poked fun at how Brolin's portrayal of Thanos overshadowed many Marvel characters, but Brolin clapped back by teasing Ryan's career struggles before Deadpool. During press tours, Brolin would casually bring up Ryan's earlier, less successful projects, sometimes even referencing the infamous Green Lantern. It was all in good fun, but the way Brolin delivered those lines had Ryan occasionally stuttering for a snappy comeback. If you can make Deadpool himself trip over his words, you're definitely doing something right. Transition. Still, there's one person who loves to poke fun at Green Lantern more than anyone else, and he's the mind behind some of Marvel's wackiest hits. Taika Waititi's brand of humor is offbeat, irreverent, and perfectly tailored to rattle someone like Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool, where he said, "Let's do one more take." And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me.
It's believing that people and humanity
are inherently good.
This isn't just Hollywood. This is so much more global, and it's not just, oh, guess what? This is what's happening to women suddenly. This has been happening since the beginning of time, but now people are finally talking about it.
The two share a history from Green Lantern, which they both jokingly pretend never happened until one or the other decides to weaponize it for a laugh. Taika, known for directing Thor Ragnarok, has a knack for self-parody, so when he and Ryan are in a room together, the comedic jabs fly non-stop. On one memorable talk show appearance, Taika responded to Ryan's comedic bragging about Deadpool by reminding him that not all superhero projects are created equal, a backhanded nod to their less favored outing as Hal Jordan and Tom Kalmaku. Ryan, usually quick on the draw, paused just long enough for the audience to realize he'd been got. Transition: Hollywood is full of witty personalities, but sometimes it's a fellow comedic actor who truly leaves Ryan speechless. Deadpool's comedic charm partly hinges on Ryan's rapid-fire quips, but TJ Miller, who played Weasel, proved he could match or exceed that speed. Known for his off-the-cuff style, Miller reportedly threw Ryan off in multiple scenes by improvising lines that caught him completely unaware. When Ryan tried to respond in character, he'd sometimes stumble, leading to outtakes that became legendary among the crew. While promoting Deadpool, TJ Miller also teased Ryan for being too perfectly put together, hinting that his comedic facade might be covering up real-life insecurities. It was half joke, half truth, but enough to take Ryan aback. And that's one area where TJ excels, pushing the comedic envelope right to the edge of discomfort, so even Ryan's famously sharp wit isn't always enough to dodge it. Transition: talk shows are Ryan's playground, but one seasoned host has proven time and again that no celebrity is untouchable. Conan O'Brien, with his towering presence and quick-fire wit, has a habit of outmaneuvering talk show guests who think they're the funniest person in the room. Ryan Reynolds often goes on Conan's show prepared with comedic bits, but Conan's brand of humor can quickly turn the tables. In one memorable interview, Ryan was joking about how seriously he takes action stunts, only for Conan to mock him with over-the-top hyperbole, pretending Ryan was the greatest stunt performer who ever lived. The audience roared, and Ryan had to admit he'd been totally outmatched. It's a friendly game of comedic chess, but there's no question Conan occasionally cornered Ryan enough to make him laugh at himself. Transition: there are also those surprising moments on award show stages that reveal a star's vulnerability in the funniest ways possible. When Andrew Garfield and Ryan Reynolds locked lips at the Golden Globes in 2017, stealing the spotlight just as Ryan lost Best Actor, it instantly became meme-worthy. While the kiss was impulsive and humorous, Garfield later joked he'd upstaged Ryan's big moment on purpose. Although it was all in fun, Garfield teased that if Ryan couldn't win the award, at least he won an iconic smooch. That little remark popped up in interviews afterward, and Garfield claimed that was his parting gift to Ryan, a comedic storyline that overshadowed his would-be triumphant night. For someone as quick as Ryan, the fact Andrew Garfield started a playful rumor that overshadowed him was a hilarious checkmate. Transition: making a statement on live TV is one thing, but messing with Ryan day in and day out on set is another. And one particular Oscar winner is more than up to the task. Sandra Bullock might be America's sweetheart, but she's also no stranger to playful jabs, especially aimed at her co-stars. While filming The Proposal, stories emerged of Sandra outwitting Ryan with tongue-in-cheek teasing. She would call him Reynolds the Relentless whenever he wouldn't stop improvising comedic bits on set. In interviews, Sandra often joked about how tiring it was to keep up with Ryan's comedic energy. Yet, in the same breath, she'd deliver a cutting line that left him shaking his head. At one press event, Sandra quipped that Ryan's comedic style was 80% charm and 20% pure sht, which even he admitted was a fair assessment. You have to have serious comedic swagger to tell Ryan Reynolds he's full of it to his face. And make him laugh while doing it. Transition: but there's one person who's built a career roasting just about everyone he meets, and Ryan was no exception. Kevin Hart is a certified roasting machine. During a promo event for a charity basketball game, Kevin didn't hesitate to lay into Ryan with quick jabs about his height, his comedic style, and even his philanthropic efforts, implying Ryan only does them so people think he's a real-life superhero. The highlight was when Kevin offhandedly mentioned Ryan's workouts for Deadpool, saying he could pump iron all day, but still be overshadowed by comedic talent like Kevin's. Ryan, usually unstoppable, was reduced to a laughing fit. It's rare to see Ryan run out of snappy comebacks, but Kevin's lightning-fast style cornered him in a way few can. Ryan Reynolds might be the wisecracking darling of Hollywood, but as we've seen, there are plenty of famous faces who know exactly how to turn the tables on him. From Hugh Jackman's relentless social media jabs to Kevin Hart's roast session takedowns, these 10 individuals proved that even the funniest man in the room can be caught off guard. So is Ryan's comedic throne really at risk? Maybe. Or maybe all these good-natured battles only sharpen his wit even more. One thing's for sure, whenever you see Ryan on screen with one of these personalities, you can bet some clever banter is on the way, and that nobody, not even Ryan Reynolds, is safe from a well-timed comeback.